Welcome to episode 14. So, episode 14 is going to be fun because it's all about the thing that you should be doing with your baby, which is skin to skin. Now, we had the absolute pleasure of having our baby with a midwife, something that I never thought I would say, if I'm being honest, because hospitals are just what babies are made to come from. But the midwife experience was incredible. Phenomenal staff. Thank you guys. And also, they were like, look, before the baby gets here, it is very important that you understand that some of the best things that you can do right away for your baby is skin to skin contact. It helps build the bond immediately. And I'm like, yeah, well, the baby was kind of inside, so I feel like the bond is pretty strong. And they're like, yeah, but it's for you, Dad. I was like, okay, got it. They're like, so for the first couple weeks of your life, as much skin to skin as possible is exactly what you want to do. Well, feeding time, hanging out with baby in the morning, walking around with baby in the evening and, the afternoon, because I have the absolute wonderful ability to work from home. And honestly, I take advantage of baby time as much as I can. And the great thing is that my boss fully supports that. So thank you, boss. But skin to skin is important, guys. So if you do not need to be wearing a shirt, spend time with that baby, skin to skin. And it really does build the bond. Like I said, in these first couple weeks, baby is really all about mom. And that can get a little trying for dad because you're like, I want to hold the baby. And the baby's like, cool story, bro. That's a hard pass for the minute, though. Unless you have milk. And you're like, yeah, I don't have any milk. They're like, all right, look, don't be all crazy soft, Dad. Best I can do is 30 seconds. Just take it or leave it. All right, starting now. And you're like, okay, and baby, skin to skin, love you, baby. And then you just immediately start to hear the... And you're like, oh, well, that was actually 18, but you don't know how to count. So I guess that's my 30 seconds of allotted time until it is feeding time. Anyways, enjoy that time, guys. That's a wonderful opportunity to spend time with your baby and really concrete that bond. From everything that literally every medical person that I've talked to about this baby through our visits, they're like, you guys are doing a lot of skin to skin, right? And we're like, yes, we are. They're like, great, keep that up. It's very healthy for your baby. So passing along the information and hopefully just speaking to the choir because I'm hoping you guys are already doing something like that. Books. We did something that may or may not be a new idea. I don't spend a lot of time on Pinterest, ever. But my wife was like, hey, why don't we have people give us books for a gift instead of cards? Because everyone wants to give you a card, hey, congratulations on the baby. But we said, why don't you give us your favorite book? And could you write us a note inside of that book? That would be great. And let me tell you, this baby has a library, an extensive library already, which is awesome. It is just the best feeling because anytime I feel like it, now as I'm sure you can tell, I have no shortage of words and I have a really good creative library to pull from on my own. So we make up our own stories, or honestly, I just talk about my day in a very charismatic and fun way. But we have started reading some books. And it's fun. Now, of course, she's not at the age where she's really picking up words yet. Really shooting for dad as the first word. But honestly, I think my wife and I realize it may be the dog's name simply because we say it all the time. We're like, what are you doing? Stop doing that. Please sit. The dog's name is probably the most spoken word in this house. But she's really gunning for mommy. And of course, every time I hold her, dad or daddy is said a million times because can't wait for that day. But honestly, the longer it takes while she's still being a baby, I'm going to suck all of this wonderful time in and enjoy it. But books are phenomenal. You are going to want to have books because literacy is helpful in life. And the more you read to your baby, the smarter your baby gets. So who doesn't want smart, literate children? I don't know. Not me. I want very smart, literate children. Anyways, read your books. It's funny. I read a book to her the other day, and I honestly, guys, I don't think I got like 4 pages in, and she was just like, I was like, okay, so the book was either really good or really boring. I guess we'll come back to that one at a later date when you're learning words a little bit easier. But anyways, it's fun, guys. And at the end of the day, I kind of like reading kids' books because some of these books are just hilarious in their own way. If you want, if you comment in the sections, and I'll give you a couple of books that we have that I thought were just kind of fun. And again, they are not anything above usually like kindergarten reading level, but they're all just fun. And shout out and endless plug to one of my favorite books, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. It's been my favorite book for children's books as far as it goes since I was a kid. So that was actually one of my first gifts from my wife for the baby, was a Father's Day gift, and it was If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. It's awesome. If you haven't read it, I certainly hope you do. The last one is Why Are You So Big? Man, she is growing just absolutely wild. I guess the saying is growing like a weed. But it's crazy because we put the baby in the sleep sack, zip the sleep sack up. The next morning, the baby is like, I don't know if you saw, I've been working out. Got these baby guns right here. Welcome to the baby gun show. Like hulking out of the sleep sack. And I'm like, 2 days ago, that sleep sack was like a triple extra large shirt on me. And now it is like a medium. What has happened in 48 hours? And that's that feeding frenzy, guys. She is growing like crazy. So, I guess heads up. If you're going to buy a sleep sack, buy 2. And make sure that one's bigger than the other. Because one day you will just find that they don't fit anymore. I tried to put her in it today before my wife came up. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's zip it up. And it like gets to the top, and this is her hands. She's just like, these don't fit in here anymore. I was like, okay, let's just put those little hands in there. And like the elbows just started to flare out. And I'm like, hey, babe, what? Do we have another sleep thing? And she pulls out this other sleep sack that one of our friends gifted to us. Thank you, guys. And I'm like, what? This sleep sack, although it is bigger, seems way too big. And now I'm concerned because babies shouldn't have loose clothing. Gentlemen, this baby apparatus, sleeping starfish style wrap, it has like 4 Velcro panels in it. And I'm like, so do you wrap the Velcro around the baby and then you just Velcro the baby in there? Or how does this work? She's like, why would that be a thing? I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, I felt like Velcro was only for like shoes and really cool other things that you want to make Velcro sounds with. But apparently it's like you put the baby in, you wrap the panel over, and it kind of holds them, but it also keeps the fabric below their neck, which is very important. Always make sure that you put your baby into a safe sleeping environment, which includes no blankets, no stuffed animals, things like that. Baby can have sleep sack or baby ghost outfit or whatever this Velcro starfish apparatus is. Either way, they can have that, but they can't have just like loose things all over them. Always try to keep everything in. If you are using like a baby bumper or something like that, we have found that we can put it down at the very bottom, and we only give it like about 4 or 5 inches. It's really just for her feet. But because there's no physical way for her to actually sink herself as low as possible to get into that. Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of episode 14. I appreciate your time. As always, be good to one another. Take lots of photos and videos and cherish these days, months, minutes, weeks, everything. Because we always want to be the best parents that we can, and these babies are just growing way too fast. So take the time and love on your kids. Have a great day, guys.